Welcome everyone, I'm Ricky from Tech Talk and I have a very exciting unboxing and first look at the brand new 2019 MacBook Air from Apple. So I went into Apple Regent Street store London, I had a little look, had a little play. I've never had a MacBook Air before on the channel, so I thought why not grab one and let's actually delve in and have a look at this MacBook Air. We're going to get it unboxed, we're going to get it set up and I'm going to give you my first impressions. On the front here, as you see, as always from Apple, nice clean clear packaging. You have a white background and then you have this side profile view of your MacBook Air and just how thin it is. And the thinness is one of the points of me buying this product, is because of all the traveling I do. I need something to just put in my bag that I can take very quickly on the go with me. I know it's going to last me all day, and it's mainly for social media and content, actually creating posts that I'm going to be using this product. You've got a side profile view here and you've got your two Thunderbolt 3 ports, and that is your USB-C as well. The one other connection, and that is your headphone jack that you're going to see on the other side. On the actual side of the product itself, it's got MacBook Air, just reminding you of what it is. And of course you have an Apple logo, and this normally tends to be in the color that you chose. So turning to the back, let's go through the key specs and the key details that we have on here. So as you know, Apple have a range of different options that you can choose and select from their online store. I just went for their base model to see what the MacBook Air is all about. So it's a 13.3-inch diagonal Retina LED backlit display with a True Tone technology, so that's really improved. That's something new coming to that. And it has 4 million pixels. Everything is going to look pinpoint sharp. The resolution is 2560 by 1600. Underneath that, you have your processor. As I said, it's the base model, so it's a 1.6 gigahertz dual-core Intel Core i5 with 4 megabytes of L3 cache, and then it can be turbo boosted up to 3.6 gigahertz. Has 8 gigabytes of 2133 megahertz LPDDR3 SDR RAM. Coming into storage, it's 128 gigabytes of PCI-based SSD. You have an Intel UHD graphics 617, two Thunderbolt 3s, which are USB-C ports that can support high-speed I/O and video output. You have your headphone jack with stereo speakers. Also built into this is Touch ID, so you have the ability to use Touch ID to unlock and pay with Apple Pay. You have a backlit keyboard with ambient light sensor. So Wi-Fi is 802.11 AC, and then you have Bluetooth 4.2, so no Bluetooth 5 on this model. Facetime HD camera, which is at 720p. Then also it comes with pre-installed macOS. Underneath that, you then have the size and then the weight, and the weight for this is 1.25 kilos, so really lightweight that I can just put in my bag. So coming back around, Apple doesn't require you to use a knife anymore. There's a little pull tab down here to the bottom right hand corner. All I'm going to do is just pull that off. Very slow reveal there. So the box comes off. Set that to the side just for a second. Sat on top is your brand new MacBook Air. Like I said, I've never had one, so I'm really intrigued to see what it's like to use on the channel. So first one is a USB-C cable to USB-C cable, and this is for mainly charging your device, or you could potentially use this to charge other USB-C capable devices. You have some literature here, so designed by Apple in California. So inside your literature, you're going to find MacBook Air. This is going to just be a little fingertips guide here about highlighting key features. You then have some Apple stickers that are actually in the space grey colour in here, so something really different. I haven't seen that before. You then have MacBook Air Essentials, and then you have safety and warranty information there as well. Underneath, you're going to find a UK 3-pin plug, and this offers 30 watts of charging. So taking these together, slot these together. There is your UK 3-pin plug for charging. As you'll notice, there is a USB-C connection here, as you do have a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging your device. Here is the space grey model. It is so thin and so lightweight. And like I said, never had one, so I'm looking forward to experiencing it. So we've got that. Get rid of that. So as you can see, on the one side, you've got your headphone jack here. Then we fly around to the other side. On this side, you've got your two Thunderbolt 3 ports or USB-C ports. You've got a nice shiny Apple logo there in the middle. And then what we're going to do is lift up the lid and boot it up and go through the setup process. And then I can give you all the key information and key features about this brand new MacBook Air. Okay, so lifting the lid for the first time. I think it automatically boots. So you do have a bit of protection on here for the screen. Yes, it does. So we're greeted with the Apple logo there. So we do have an accessibility option there, which is really key for me. As you know, I do have an accessibility need, so that's really important to look at. Then you have Touch ID. Just place your finger. A bit like how you used to do Touch ID on the actual iPhones and the iPads that use Touch ID. I think Touch ID is going to be coming back to the iPhones and the iPads, which is really cool, so I prefer that to Face ID. So Touch ID is now ready. Then finally, it's asking you to choose your look. As this is using macOS Mojave, it has a dark theme or a light theme, or you can choose where it integrates and changes throughout your day. The choice is yours. I'm going to go for a dark theme because it's easier for me to see, and just look at that, it's so much easier. So we've got our True Tone display here, so if I toggle this here, you can hopefully, yeah, it's picking it up on the camera. You can definitely notice a difference there. So I really like using the True Tone display. So setting up your Mac. So now our MacBook Air is all set up and ready to go. Let's go through the key details and key features and potentially why you would choose this over something else. So first of all, the display. That's what you're going to be looking at majority of the time. So it's a 13.3-inch high-resolution display. It's a Retina display from Apple. So that used to be on the MacBook, but now it's on the MacBook Air as they have ditched that MacBook line. Previous generation MacBook Air would have had 48% fewer colors compared to what you're going to see on this model. So that's really impressive. Also, you have a True Tone technology built in that we see on our iPhones and our iPads. So if I just show you what that looks like, I did show you during the setup as well. So if we just go to settings here. So inside settings, you have an option here for True Tone, and you should be able to see it shift a little bit, maybe. It's going to be hard with the lighting that I have here. But it's more with a white background, you're going to see that really shift and change and warm to your lighting or cool, depending what lighting options that you're using. And that's a really good thing that I like to see on my iPad. I use it a lot on my iPad Pro. So True Tone technology automatically adjusts the white point of your display to match the color temperature of your environment. With a Retina display, you're going to get razor sharp text clarity. So what does that mean? That means when we go into Safari down here at the bottom, and I've loaded up the Geekbench results for mine, but if I zoom all the way in, you can see it's really clear and really pinpoint and easy to read. So if I just scroll back there, I've done a quick Geekbench result. So our single core score was 4,344, and a multi-core score there of 7,943. This is actually beating my MacBook Pro on both sides easily, and my MacBook Pro was a mid 2014 though, so please bear that in mind. It's nice to know that this machine is more powerful than my MacBook Pro, but it's the base model of 2019 MacBook Air. Bear that in mind. So as you'll notice, if you look around your screen here, the borders are 50% thinner than before, with screen going right to the edge. That means your content is just going to be pushed right to the edge as possible. With it being black instead of silver on the previous models, that's more helpful as well. It doesn't distract you so much. Then you have Touch ID. So Touch ID is built into the power button here. So if I stepped away for a while, come back, lift the lid, it's not going to ask me to input my password. I can actually just give that a little tap then, and that will open it up. Also, you could use this for Apple Pay through iTunes and through other websites that require Apple Pay. That's really helpful. I'm looking forward to using that so much more than constantly just typing in my passwords. Also, you can always use iCloud Keychain anyway to store your passwords at one click and then you're in. But Touch ID, I think, is just going to make it so much quicker over time. The updated 2019 MacBook Air also comes with Apple's T2 security chip, so your security is always key to Apple and your privacy is as well. With it all being stored on the chip inside, it's not sent off to anywhere else. Only you know your information, which I think is really key. So talking about key, let's move on to the keyboard. So the keyboard has been a source of an issue for Apple recently. Yes, this is still using that butterfly mechanism in the keyboard, but Apple has put that new layer of mesh on it then to try and help prevent dust getting in and then sticky keys and having issues with your keys. So from Apple, the latest generation MacBook Air keyboard features our butterfly mechanism, providing a 4 times more key sensitivity than scissor mechanism. With greater comfort and responsiveness, and individual LED backlit keys with an ambient light sensor help you type in low light environments. Obviously with the bright lights that I have here, that's not possible, but later on I'll do some night shots and I'll send them through Instagram and through Facebook as well. Also, that's new to me, that wasn't on my MacBook Pro, is a Force Touch trackpad. That means that I can press up here, I can press down here. It depends where I want to press. Obviously, you have the multiple different gestures and movements that you can do on the trackpad that you can set up in settings. So if we move into settings again, one thing I do like, if you shake, you can get a nice big arrow there. That really helps me with my vision. So in settings here, you can go into trackpad. So inside trackpad here, it's giving you little tutorials along the sides that you can do. Then you have different options along the top as well that you can pick and choose what you want to do, which is really helpful. Up to you. You pick and choose the ones that you want to make best for yourself. Obviously, this trackpad is larger. It's 20% larger than previous generation, making it more easy to flow over and more easier to use. The Force Touch trackpad lets you interact with your Mac in a variety of ways based on subtle differences in pressure. You have precise control and uniform response no matter where you click the trackpad, as well as plenty of room for multi-touch gestures like pinch and zoom. Your fingers will feel right at home. Obviously, if you're used to a different way, or you use a mouse or use a separate trackpad or a separate mouse, that's fine, that's up to you. I'm looking forward to delving in and using this one because that's new to me. I'm interested to see how well it works and how well it feels. The MacBook Air is versatile in the sense of upgrades, so you can go up to 16 gigabytes of memory or up to 1 terabyte of SSD storage. It weighs 1.25 kilos, so it's really lightweight. It does have an Intel Core i5 processor in there, and then obviously you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it's Bluetooth 4.2 instead of actually Bluetooth 5. It is only 15.6 millimeters thin, and that is absolutely unbelievable, and I can't believe that. If you do have any questions or queries as I'm going through this, please drop a comment down below. So when it comes to battery life, and this is the thing that I need, I'm traveling all the time. If I go to London, it's a long day, so I'd like to do some work on the train while I'm out and having a coffee or having a drink with friends, or then maybe on my way home I want to do a little bit of work. So with up to 12 hours of battery life, the Mac Air is your day in, day out dynamo. So you can check emails, browse the web, shop online, write documents, watch videos, manage spreadsheets, and more, all without plugging in. So they're saying here, if you're taking a transatlantic flight, line up your films because the MacBook Air is ready to play up to 13 hours non-stop. So when I fly to Los Angeles to go and visit family, that is about 12 and a half hours flight. So I could take this with me, line up my movies, line up my TV shows, some music on there. But if I just wanted to watch video, that's up to 13 hours. That is really impressive, and I'm really looking forward to really pushing it to its limit. So when the MacBook Pro and also the MacBook ditched the USB 3 for Thunderbolt 3, which is USB-C, everyone complained because you needed dongles, you needed adapters. To be honest, our world is moving to a USB-C world anyway now. It's taking its time, but it slowly is getting there. For me, that's not a problem. My only problem is, with it only having 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports here, one of them taken up for charging, am I going to get bothered by that? But with Thunderbolt 3, it combines ultra high bandwidth with ultra versatility of USB-C, industry standard, to create one revved up universal port, and MacBook Air has 2 of them. That's okay, wish it was maybe 3, 4. Thunderbolt 3 integrates data transfer, charging, and video output in one single connection, delivering up to 40 gigabytes of throughput, which is twice the bandwidth of Thunderbolt 2. So existing devices are easily connected with the cable or an adapter, and Thunderbolt 3 is reversible, so no matter your plug, it's always going to go in the right way. So that's really key, and you don't want to scratch it up anyway. And I do love this space grey colour. I know what colour is mine now for every other model that I go through, which means the iMac Pro is going to be really expensive. But the space grey looks awesome. With the latest processing and tuning techniques, MacBook Air sounds better than ever before. Stereo speakers deliver twice the bass and 25% more volume than previous generation. And a wider stereo sound creates immersive audio when you're listening to music or watching a film. So I've just pulled up my YouTube channel here, so let's take a look at that. Hi everyone, I'm Ricky from Tech Talk, and today we're bringing back a comparison or versus video to the channel. So today we're taking a look at the Google Pixel 3a XL, the Xiaomi Mi 9 and the Google Pixel 3a. So these are the latest devices I'm currently testing. So I want to bring these 3 devices together as they're similar price range with £100 difference here in the UK. The links will be in description as always to find. So as you'll notice, the screen is very bright, very vibrant, it comes alive, it's shown every colour really correctly, and thanks to 4 million pixels, it should do that. The impressive side of it, though, is the sound quality. It sounds really good, and it sounds better than my MacBook Pro as well. As I had a 13-inch MacBook Pro, the speakers were sort of hidden away as well, so they're not as good as what these are with open grills on this model. So if you use a lot of Apple products and a lot of Apple services, you will know FaceTime. The FaceTime camera lets one or many of your friends and family members see you in high definition. With 3 microphones form an array that more accurately captures your voice for FaceTime calls and dictation and talking to Siri. So you have the Hey Siri feature on here. Hey Siri, what's the weather?
Here's the weather today.
So it gives me my weather there, and you can ask Siri to open other things. Hey Siri, open system preferences. So it could be used to open applications as well for you. So if you struggle and you want to dictate to your MacBook Air here, you can, and that's a really good thing for me. When I create my notes, which I've got above me here that I'm reading off now, I can use dictation then to dictate, and with 3 microphones in an array, it can really then potentially listen and hear my voice more accurately. So this is the first Mac made with 100% recycled aluminium. It has 47% lower carbon emissions compared with previous generation. It's made up of 6000 series aluminium for strength and durability. Introducing an aluminium alloy created by Apple that delivers the same strength, durability, and flawless finish. Without mining any new aluminium from the earth, it's designed to use shavings of recaptured aluminium that are re-engineered down to the atomic level. The result is an enclosure as incredibly beautiful and strong as any of they have made previously, and I think that's a really good thing. Then it comes to macOS. So this is using macOS Mojave. We are going to be doing a video with macOS Catalina Island on this really soon. I'm looking forward to seeing how well that works. That's the public beta version, the latest new update, and of course this new machine should be able to run that without any problems. Comes to using macOS, I like the simplicity of it. I like the connectivity of my other devices, and it just works with the things that I want it to do, and that's the thing that I like. You have your dock at the bottom here with all of your applications that you can go through, choose, and then you can use gestures here to that would show me multiple windows up here at the top if I needed it. So if I pinch in with my fingers, I can see all of my applications here. I can then begin to type. If I go back home, I can use Spotlight here and I can search anything that I need to. I'm just so used to the Mac OS and the way it works, it just works for me. I use iMovie and Final Cut Pro in my editing, so that works really well. I also use Adobe and the whole Creative Suite as well to create my photos and create different things to share. And also I use that on the Mac as well. I just find it really easy and really simple to use. My next question is, who is this for? So as the schools have just broken up here in the UK, same as the colleges and the universities really soon. If you're then moving on to a newer school, if you're then moving on to a new college, or a new university, I would say the MacBook Air is for you, for writing notes, for taking dictations, lessons, everything, calendar, apps, whatever you need, this will be for you. If you're into very light video editing, it says it can do it. I'm going to try and edit on here and see how well it goes. It is more powerful than my MacBook Pro that does my editing, so it should be able to handle it fine. But if you're bigger than what I am on YouTube and you do a lot more fancier editing and stuff like that, it's going to struggle because it is only a dual core machine. It will struggle. You will need to move to a MacBook Pro, an iMac, or a Mac Pro. It's up to you the level you choose to go to. I wanted to get a MacBook Air because I wanted to see how it feels, how it looks, how it works to me. As a content creator, I like to create posts all the time. I'm looking forward to using a new keyboard instead of the other keyboard now on my MacBook Pro. It doesn't have big chunky borders. It just looks sleek and slender, and I'm looking forward to seeing how well it works. If you've enjoyed this unboxing, please do let me know. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear from you and why you might be buying a new MacBook Air. So while you're leaving a comment below, also make sure you hit subscribe, ring that notification bell, and also give this video a like. That really helps support the video and support me as a content creator on YouTube. Thanks always for watching. The links will be in the description to this absolute beautiful looking MacBook Air 2019. And from me, Ricky, I will see you really soon. Bye for now.